Are you looking for the best deals on quality used trucks and cars?
Great news, Chillicothe Truck has what you're looking for.
Choose from a wide selection of makes and models. All vehicles undergo a detailed multi-point inspection and extensive reconditioning before hitting the lot. Our friendly team offers a no-pressure sales experience, ensuring you find the perfect vehicle to fit your needs. Plus, you can customize your ride with our extensive range of truck accessories, from bed covers to lift kits. Stop by 173 Rennick Avenue in Chillicothe or call us today at 740-773-8782 to get started right now.
Kimberly. Tons of practice. One chop away from a black belt. 7 of the best sidekicks.
Of youth sports in Southern Ohio, we're committed to helping our whole community grow strong. North Fork Animal, we're committed to helping our whole community grow strong. North Fork Animal Clinic, caring for pets, supporting our community.
Richard. Countless nights in the garage. 8 shiny new pistons. 1 very happy 16-year-old granddaughter. And 2 years since starting cancer treatment at Ohio Health.
Since 1853, Tomlinson Insurance has been protecting families, farms, and businesses in our community. As an independent agency, we offer personalized coverage for your auto, home, farm, and business, plus health and life insurance too. And we proudly partner with Erie Insurance to give you peace of mind with reliable coverage at competitive rates. Tomlinson Insurance. Let our history be your future. Call us today at 740-773-4181 or visit us at tomlinsonins.com.
Rathkamp Financial is a comprehensive financial services firm committed to helping our clients improve their long-term financial success. Our customized programs seek to grow, protect, and conserve our clients' wealth by delivering personalized service and expertise. Securities and advisory services offered through LPL Financial, a registered investment advisor, member, FINRA SIPC. Please call us at 740-775-1040 to schedule a consultation.
At Chillicothe Comfort Heating and Air, your comfort is our priority year-round.
Whether it's blazing hot or freezing cold, we've got your back with fast, reliable service you can trust.
Locally owned, honest, and done right the first time.
We have financing options available for every budget, as well as 60 months, 0% interest.
Call us today and feel the difference that comfort makes.
This broadcast is brought to you in part by Willie & Son Trucking. Willie & Son Trucking has been a proud supporter of local student athletes, coaches, and athletic programs throughout its history. Be sure to look out for the Shack Athlete of the Week presented by Willie & Son Trucking each week at SOSAOhio.com.
Mark. 6 months of training. 8 miles to go. A 3-way tie for almost last place. And 3 years since he and his team at Ohio Health left cancer in the dust.
Experience the hometown Chevrolet difference. Check out our huge selection of Silverado trucks, Equinox SUVs, and the latest Chevy models. Priced to move and ready to hit the road today. Plus, with the Hometown Advantage, you get free oil changes for life and a 10-year, 150,000-mile limited powertrain warranty at no extra cost. That's real value and real peace of mind. Your Hometown Chevrolet is proud to be your trusted local dealer of new and pre-owned inventory, delivering unbeatable deals and top-notch service. Visit us today at 501 West Emmett Avenue in Waverly or start shopping online at yourhometownchevy.com.
175 years. The Glockner name has stood for trust. Today, that promise continues. Every time your family turns the key. Generations have trusted us for one reason. We never stopped caring. From preschool drop-offs to road trips, you leave our service center knowing your family is in the safest hands possible. 175 years of social proof that this isn't just service. It's a promise from our family to yours.
Have you experienced simply brilliant fiber internet? Yeah, that's Glow Fiber. Lightning fast internet that keeps up with your busy life. A reliable fiber-to-the-home network whether you're working, learning, playing, or streaming. And best of all, Glow Fiber has real local support from real people who are happy to talk to you. And switch now for your first month free. Faster, more reliable fiber internet with real local support. Glow Fiber. Simply brilliant.
Wendy's has new chicken tenders. Crispy, juicy, tendery, tendies. Ooh, that's fun to say. Tendies, tendies, tendies. And they're so good, maybe we should change our... For tendies you're gonna know by name, gotta be Wendy's.
I'm Tyler. And I'm James. We want to thank you for continuing to make the Root Sports and Fitness Center your headquarters for youth sports in Southern Ohio.
A packed house at the Peak on this Monday night, the first Monday of 2026. And we've got a heated OVC rivalry as two teams look to make a push for the top spot in the league standings. It's the Fairland Dragons and the Chesapeake Panthers here on Southern Ohio Sports Authority, presented by Ohio Health. Welcome into Chesapeake High School. Carson Francis and John Bruce with you tonight. John, these are two teams that we figured would be battling for the top of the league standings throughout the season in the OVC. Then all of a sudden, Ironton entered the picture. They jumped both Fairland and Chesapeake for the top spot, currently 3-0 in the OVC. These two schools tied for second, battling out for sole possession of that number 2 spot.
Yeah, it's a big positional matchup here tonight. You want to stay within range of that really talented Ironton team, who's beaten both of these teams so far on their road to the 7-1 start. An outstanding start for Ironton, but these two teams, along with Ironton, are going to be heavy favorites to reach the convo this year, at least the district semifinals, with the possibility of getting back for the district finals, regionals, and then possibly moving on beyond that to Dayton. These are some really talented teams here in the OVC, and you really look down the line, this is a really good young Portsmouth team. We saw Gallia and South Point a couple weeks ago. Really like the way those teams play. And just, I know, Rock Hill and Cold Grove have some nice athletes as well. This is an outstanding basketball league almost every year, and especially this year as well. We got two outstanding ball clubs here tonight on SOSA.
Let's take a look first at the Fairland Dragons, coming off a 72-60 win at the Mark Porter Classic up at Alexander over the Eagles of Eastern Meigs. That was a matchup that was pretty tight throughout the first half. Fairland created some separation in the third quarter, able to pull away for a double-digit win. Kind of a thing that we saw Fairland do when we first saw them against Zane Trace. A tight game a little bit. They were able to rally together, pull away. When things got tough down the stretch, they were able to hold on.
Yeah, it's just they're learning a new system in a way. You know, the Thomases have been around Fairland basketball for a long time. You step in for Coach Nathan Speed, but you've got some really high-end players that are back this year. Trevor Locko does a great job of running the show for them, and Cliff Branson had one of the better all-around games in the entire Southeast District with a 37-point, 14-point, 5-assist game against Portsmouth. So you got some really nice pieces, and then like in that Zane Trace game, Gerald Love, Maddox Scoop, guys that can really step in and make some big plays. I see Owen Bertram stepped up 13 points against Portsmouth. I know I'm taking your notes right now, but it's just, this is a team that I think people thought they might have been a little bit down. You know, Coach Speed leaves, takes an administrative position. But man, this is a really proud Fairland program, and you can see with that 5-2 start, they still got some really good players.
And two of the guys that have been the focus of this Fairland team. Trevor Lacco and Cliff Franson, both starters on last year's squad that went 21-2, won the OVC outright, made it to a district semifinal where they lost to Wheelersburg, who gave Chesapeake a run for their money in the district final. But Trevor Lacco coming off his best game of the season, 29 points in that win over Eastern Megs.
Yeah, he shot over 40% from three last year. He showed a little bit of ball handling stuff last year, but man, when you have Brody Buchanan, multi-time All-Ohio, and at the point, it's hard to give that up a little bit, but Lacco had some times where he ran the show, and man, he can get to the basket, he can pull up, he can still spot shoot, he can do a little bit of everything for this Fairland team. And for a first-year coach and Scott Thomas, that's what you want, is to have a point guard that can do a little bit of everything and get you into a really good position.
Looking on the other side for Coach Steven Ader's Chesapeake Panthers, obviously we know Maddox Kazee is the player to watch for the Panthers, but they've got a really talented team from top to bottom, a nice core four of Kazee along with his supporting cast, Carson Frecka, Caden Perkins, Philip Thacker. They've got a couple really good bench players on this team that when you look at the landscape of basketball in Division V Southeast Ohio, it's hard to not look at Chesapeake and say they're one of the favorites to win a district and maybe go further.
Yeah, they got to the Elite Eight last season before falling to a really, really talented Minford team. There's no reason to expect that they don't have a chance to get back there and maybe a step further this year because you have such a talented senior group, and then you're also led with one of the best juniors in the district in Maddox Kazee.
Maddox Kazee coming off a 13-point, 4-rebound performance in a 58-32 win over South Point, a game where the Panthers out-rebounded the Pointers by 19. That rebounding battle, especially in a league game, very important if you want to get out in front and stay on top.
Yeah, they've got some really good size. You know, Kazee does a great job rebounding. Carson Freck has been outstanding since coming over here to Chesapeake. He's a big-time piece for them last season and will continue to be. And really, Philip Thacker rebounds really well for really being a wing player. But look for, Caden Perkins, when these guys get those rebounds, to get his feet set on the outside, spotted up, because he can shoot it with the best of them here in the Southeast District. And another player that played some big minutes last year, John Cooper Barker, is going to have a chance to make a big impact for them. And then they had a really talented JV team last season. I'm excited to see them, how they've kind of evolved into being varsity players.
Always an exciting matchup when these two get together. Last season, both teams were undefeated in the league going into the final stretch of the regular season. They had to play each other twice in 5 days. Fairland won both games by a combined 12 points, the second one being right here at Chesapeake in a double overtime thriller that we had here on SOSA. Certainly this game shaping up to be another exciting matchup in the next chapter of this rivalry.
Well, we knew when we were looking at the schedule, we're like, hey, this is one we wanted early of like, hey, we got to get to Chesapeake and we want to see Fairland. This was a classic last year when we saw it both times, and there's no reason to not think this is going to be a really highly competitive game between two outstanding programs.
Well, the starting lineups are about to be introduced, but before we do that, we want to give a special shout out to Chesapeake Athletic Director Tina Wilcoxon for getting us set up, getting us ready to go here, and what an exciting atmosphere that we get to come down here and watch a basketball game at. The athletic staff does a great job putting this all together here at Chesapeake.
Well, you mentioned that, and we had a spot set, we got some food. That was a nice surprise as well. So I mean, it's an outstanding area down here, great basketball, and you can tell it's ran by a class organization. Also, we want to throw a shout out to Coach Matt Combs of Uniota for letting us use the table tonight. We used it last year, and it was like, hey, we got a double overtime game. Let's grab it again and see if we can get another one tonight.
The stage is set for an OVC Classic, Chesapeake and Fairland coming your way. You're watching Ohio High School basketball on Southern Ohio Sports Authority, presented by Ohio Health.
At Chillicothe Comfort Heating and Air, your comfort is our priority year-round.
Whether it's blazing hot or freezing cold, we've got your back with fast, reliable service you can trust.
Locally owned, honest, and done right the first time.
We have financing options available for every budget, as well as 60 months, 0% interest.
Call us today and feel the difference that comfort makes.
Kimberly. Tons of practice. One chop away from a black belt. 7 of the best sidekicks. And 5 years since her cancer diagnosis at Ohio Health.
Are you looking for the best deals on quality used trucks and cars?
Great news, Chillicothe Truck has what you're looking for.
Choose from a wide selection of makes and models. All vehicles undergo a detailed multi-point inspection and extensive reconditioning before hitting the lot. Our friendly team offers a no-pressure sales experience, ensuring you find the perfect vehicle to fit your needs. Plus, you can customize your ride with our extensive range of truck accessories, from bed covers to lift kits. Stop by 173 Rennick Avenue in Chillicothe or call us today at 740-773-8782 to get started right now.
Have you experienced simply brilliant fiber internet? Yeah, that's Glow Fiber. Lightning fast internet that keeps up with your busy life. A reliable fiber-to-the-home network whether you're working, learning, playing, or streaming. And best of all, Glow Fiber has real local support from real people who are happy to talk to you. And switch now for your first month free. Faster, more reliable fiber internet with real local support. Glow Fiber. Simply brilliant.
Back here at Chesapeake High School, the starters for the Fairland Dragons being introduced onto the floor. We'll give them to you real quick. Ford Rickard, Trevor Lacco, Cliff Franson, Gerald Love, and Maddox Goo. The first 5 for Scott Thomas's Fairland Dragons as the lights go out here at Chesapeake for the starting Panthers. Fairland under head coach Stephen Ader trotting out a lineup of John Cooper Barker, Caden Perkins, Maddox Kazee, Philip Thacker, and Carson Frecka. The 5 for the 7-1 Chesapeake Panthers. Once again, an amazing atmosphere here on the river at Chesapeake High School. Not an empty seat here in this gym.
Yeah, should be an outstanding atmosphere here tonight. And one thing to keep an eye out for is going to be our scoreboard a little bit. We're going to have working on just making sure it is consistent. But man, this atmosphere is going to make it really tough to keep this thing online all night.
Maddox Kazee and Cliff Franson in the jump ball circle to get us underway. Fairland won both matchups a season ago on their way to an outright OVC title and undefeated league campaign. Ball is tipped. We are underway from the Pearson Court at Chesapeake High School. The Panthers have the night's first possession as Caden Perkins walks it across half court.
Yeah, we're going to see an outstanding atmosphere here tonight. Fairland going to play a lot faster, but man, this Chesapeake team can really fill it up as well. Both teams score in the mid to high 60s.
Perkins bobbled it and gets it back out of the corner. Perkins kicks it out to Barker on the far side corner. Now Thacker, he'll go baseline. Thacker off 2 feet, off the glass, can't finish. And a fight for the rebounds won by Gerald Love.
Good help side defense, good physicality by the green and white. That's why they get the stop on that opening possession.
Trevor Lacco comes off a ball screen. Thought about the 3, he'll kick it out instead. There's Love in the corner, now Franson with it at the logo. Franson got it knocked away, gets it right back. Good defense by Philip Thacker. There's Trevor Lacco with it now, one-on-one with Barker. Inside to Ford Rickard, now back to Lacco. There's Lacco on the drive through the double team, got it knocked away. It'll stay with Fairland.
Yeah, good help side, good hands, good activity there by Chesapeake, and pretty fortunate for Fairland to get that deflected out. Now you get a chance to run a blob here.
Maddox Gouda inbound on the baseline for Fairland, gets it into Lacco in the corner. And Lacco stepped out of bounds and a turnover forced by the Chesapeake defense.
Yeah, good defense by both sides, and teams that are thought to be a little bit more offensive-minded both get a stop in their first lengthy possession. Nicely done by each team.
Barker swings it out to Kazee, far side wing. Kazee driving, pulls up and hits the jumper. First points of the night go to Maddox Kazee and the Panthers.
Not a lot you can do with that. He's got such a quick first step. Nice job pulling up in the mid-range.
Maddox Kazee, the first team all-district member, and the Panthers get another steal. John Cooper Barker out to Thacker. He launches from downtown off the mark. Love with the rebound.
What a good look in transition.
Love pulls up from outside and hits.
I was gonna say,
Gerald Love, the sharpshooter for the Dragons.
Gotta get a hand on Love. He is open once he gets past that volleyball line.
There's Perkins trying to answer for the Panthers. Kazee from the corner won't go. Gerald Love hit a season-high 7 triples in a win over Gallia Academy earlier this season. There's Laco now from outside. It's good. Trevor Laco lets it fly.
And they just run some really nice actions there. Nice job flaring off of that. Laco gets his feet set, buries a triple. A nice 6-2 lead early for the Dragons.
Trevor Laco coming off a 29-point showing in the win over Eastern Megs. Picking up right where he left off from Saturday afternoon. Caden Perkins one-on-one with Laco. Perkins underneath in a double team, gets fouled going up.
Great hesitation move by Perkins. Looked like he got himself a little bit too far under there, but instead is able to just stick with it, being a senior, being really wily right there. Does a nice job to draw the foul, and a big one there as it's on Laco early. He's probably staying in regardless, but if you can make them think about it a little bit, that can definitely help the Panthers.
Perkins knocks down his first one at the stripe, 14 points in the win over South Point on Saturday for Caden Perkins.
Yeah, he's done it since he was a freshman, can really fill it up, has some nice range, and has added a little bit more interior play there, as you saw right there, as he's able to get to the basket and draw the foul.
Dragons looking to answer and extend the lead. Here's Love from the corner off the mark. Kazee with the defensive rebound. Off the floor to Perkins now. Kazee setting a screen. Perkins will back it out near half court. Here's Barker near side. Franson sagging off defensively, gets it over to Perkins in front of the Fairland bench. Panthers in no rush. There's Frecka inside high post looking for something. Backing down his defender, jump stops. Frecka goes up, too short. Barker tried to get the offensive rebound, but it's taken away by Ford Rickard. Dragons will reset their offense now. Here's Laco. Laco, baseline drive. Here's Goo from the corner. Won't go. Ford Rickard offensive board. Rickard puts one up from downtown and buries it.
Really nice start for Ford Rickard. 3 points, 3 rebounds already. This team is going to put up a lot of shots tonight. And you got to be able to offense rebound. Nicely done there by Ford Rickard.
Frecka inside, got it knocked away off the pass from Barker. And Laco coming up with it for Fairland. Laco spins, picks up his dribble, tried to get it out. Got it deflected. Dragons will reset. Laco with it again. Laco on the drive, off 1 foot and nails it.
That's such a tough shot by Trevor Laco. Does a great job of getting to the spot he wants. Off of 1 foot, hits the fadeaway. 5 quick points for Trevor Laco and a 7-point lead for the Dragons.
First points of the night that come inside the 3-point line for Fairland. Off to a hot start offensively for the Dragons. Perkins launches a 3 and knocks it down. Caden Perkins answers right back for the Panthers.
Cannot have a hand down around Caden Perkins. Make him be a driver. The senior buries the triple. 5 points for him as well.
Now here's Franson on the perimeter, gets it out to Love. Love double teamed, it doesn't matter. Gerald Love hits for the second time tonight.
That one just a couple feet deeper. Look for him to just keep sliding out. He feels good tonight. Buries his second triple. 6 points now for Gerald Love.
Love is a hot hand from outside so far tonight. Frecka had some trouble with it on the baseline. Gets it out to Perkins. Kazee one-on-one with Goo. Kazee picks up his dribble, gets it outside to Barker. Barker puts up a long 3. It's good. John Cooper Barker, his first points of the night.
And I think we knew we had a chance for a shootout. We're having a great start here tonight.
There's Laco in the corner to Goo. Now Franson outside. Coming up on 2 minutes to go in the first. Laco, or Franson rather, with the jumper, no good. But it's Rickard with the offensive rebound.
His third offensive rebound, 4th overall.
Laco with it now, working on Perkins. Laco pulls up from the foul line off the back of the rim.
Good contest on both of those shots.
There's Freka on the other end, kisses it off the glass. Good find from Maddox Kazee.
Defense turns to offense there. Good job running the floor by the big man. 6'6" Freka gets in position and scores it inside.
Love again, Love, step back three, no good. And Kazee tips it to himself for the rebound. Kazee working down the lane. Kazee underhand, in and out. Ball out of bounds, it'll stay with Chesapeake.
Yeah, good effort there, just making things work. Franson, the last to touch it, but you're seeing a lot of hands on knees so far. Some winded players because of just how hard each team's playing and the pace that they're playing at so far.
Stephen Jones and Owen Bertram checking in for the Dragons. Dennis Scarberry enters for Chesapeake for the first time.
A lot of hand fighting here before the ball even gets put into play. You got a really experienced group of officials. They're going to take care of that pretty quickly.
It'll be Kazee to set things up for the Panthers. Gets it into Perkins. Perkins fires and hits. Caden Perkins puts Chesapeake in front, and a technical foul on his way down the floor.
I think he might have been letting them know a little bit on the way back of, hey, you got your hand down, that's going to happen all night. But, like I said, an experienced officiating group. They know this is a rowdy group. Pretty fierce rivalry. They're going to take care of that immediately.
You see when the camera's pointed on that end of the floor, there's a lot of green. That's made the short trip over to Chesapeake. Motion's running high for sure. Franson can't hit the first technical free throw. And our officials talking to Stephen Ader, just giving him an explanation on what happened as Franson goes 0 for 2 on the technical free throws.
Yeah, and maybe that's a little bit, Coach Ader's going to throw a little bit of like, ball don't lie on that. We didn't see it on our end, but I trust this crew to try to take care of it pretty quickly. Unfortunate there for Fairland, they weren't able to take advantage of it.
There's Laco coming off the ball screen and a foul away from the ball. It'll be against the Dragons.
Yeah, Stephen Jones just did not get set on that ball screen. You got to get there, be settled, and let Laco use you the way he wants to, because he's going to get his shot. You just got to make sure you give him time to get set.
Chesapeake possession with 1:06 to go in this opening quarter. Already emotions running high, and the play on the floor matches it. Kazee long pass up the floor to Scarberry. Now back to Kazee. Scarberry, he'll launch one from downtown off the mark. Jones is right there to haul in the rebound. And a foul on Scarberry as Laco received the pass across half court.
Yeah, but for Scarberry, from watching him a year ago, that's a shot he can make. He just gets a little flat-footed in transition, picks up the foul, but only the second on the team, each team with only 2 fouls so far. We have much more than 0.4 of a second left.
It'll be 50.4 reads the clock as some more substitutions being made. Andrew Isaacs checking in for Chesapeake. Owen Bertram back on the floor for the Dragons, as well as Gerald Love. 45 seconds to go in the first quarter. Here's Laco. Laco to the basket, can't finish underhand. Jones with the rebound, and the putback's no good either. Thacker with the rebound. Scarberry up the floor for Chesapeake. Here's Kazee, one-on-one, driving. Nice find to Freka. Freka goes up, and the foul. Carson Freka, through contact, gets the and one.
Well, through contact, and he did a great job of keeping the ball high. He keeps it high so he doesn't bring it down, get deflected away. He's able to rise up, go through the contact. That's the second assist for Kazee as well to go those 2 first quarter points. That's where he's going to be most effective. Second foul on Stephen Jones as well.
Freca can complete the and one. Free throw rolls in and out. Franson chases it down. 20 seconds left in the first quarter. Laco crosses the timeline. Fairland holding for the last shot of the first quarter, under 10 to play. There's Laco driving, got tripped up, and a foul. Will go against Scarberry, so his second for Chesapeake.
Yeah, that one's going to be a tough one on Scarberry there. It's just incidental contact. You're going to see John Cooper Barker coming back in.
5.9 remaining in the first quarter. Maddox Gu will inbound for Fairland. Gu gets it into Franson in the corner. Franson lost his handle. It'll stay with Fairland. Now with 3.9 to go. Gu will still inbound this time in front of the Chesapeake bench. Get it into Laco. Laco puts one up. Can't get it to fall. Love the offensive rebound and the putback at the buzzer. Gerald Love, right place, right time for cleanup duty, as it cuts the Chesapeake lead down to one, 17-16 at the end of the first quarter. We'll be right back. You're watching Ohio High School Basketball on Southern Ohio Sports Authority, presented by Ohio Health.
At North Fork Animal Clinic, we're more than your pet's health care. We're your neighbors. We combine top quality veterinary care with the availability you can count on, keeping tails wagging and pets thriving. And as proud supporters of youth sports in Southern Ohio, we're committed to helping our whole community grow strong. North Fork Animal Clinic, caring for pets, supporting our community.
For 175 years, the Glockner name has stood for trust. Today, that promise continues. Every time your family turns the key. Generations have trusted us for one reason. We never stopped caring. From preschool drop-offs to road trips, you leave our service center knowing your family is in the safest hands possible. 175 years of social proof that this isn't just service. It's a promise from our family to yours.
We're through one quarter here at Chesapeake. An exciting first finds the Panthers ahead of the Fairland Dragons, 17-16 in an intense standing room only OVC battle.
Yeah, just an outstanding atmosphere here tonight, which is, like we said, going to be part of the issue with the clock a little bit tonight, but you'll take that. We'll keep reminding you, Gerald Love, 8 points in that first quarter, along with Caden Perkins for Chesapeake, both led all scorers. That's why we have a 1 point game.
Maddox Gu outside trying to find Cliff Franson in the post. Franson out to Love. Love 2 triples and a putback for his 8 points in the first quarter. Franson off the screen working on Thacker. Franson puts it up, too short. Thacker hauls it in and gets to Kazee.
That's great defense by Philip Thacker. It's what he's pretty much been known for here for Chesapeake the last few years.
Kazee on the baseline, underhand, what a layup and a finish by Maddox Kazee, the underhand reverse.
Just smooth. Maddox Kazee, the junior All-Ohioan, has been outstanding. Great finish on the opposite side.
With Laco trying to answer, kicks it out. Gu, corner 3 off the mark. And just Barker with the rebound for Chesapeake. And a foul as he came down. It'll go against Rickard for the Dragons.
I love the effort and energy that Ford Rickard's playing with. John Cooper Barker just rises up a little bit higher there, is able to pull down the board and draw the foul. First one of the second quarter against the Dragons.
Carson Freca back on the floor for Chesapeake. Andy Chapman came on right at the end of the first quarter and started the second before Freca back in the action.
Yeah, Chapman only a sophomore. He's going to see a ton of minutes. Maybe not so much tonight, but he's going to do a good job of spelling Freca when he can.
Perkins with it for Chesapeake. Inside Freca, Freca underneath, pump fakes and one. Carson Freca, some grown man basketball.
Yeah, it looked like he may have had it on that side of the basket, but he's left-handed, wants to get to that opposite side, and by taking a little extra time, he's able to get to the opposite side, draw the foul, get the basket, now with a chance to make it a 6-point game.
Frecka can't complete the and one. And the rebound taken by Rickard up to Laco for Fairland. There's Franson outside. Franson still looking for his first points of the night. Here's a turnaround jumper from Franson, and he gets the bounce.
And he couldn't have picked a tougher way to get those first 2 points. Nicely done by Cliff Franson through the contact.
There's Kazee on the other end, gets downhill, gets it up, and draws the foul.
So let's see if this is something that Chesapeake can adjust to. 2 for 4 so far at the line. That's going to be the first foul on Maddox Goo. Stephen Jones, Ford Rickard with 2 each for the Dragons so far. Only Dennis Scarberry with 2 for Chesapeake.
Kazee knocks down his first. Last season, 18.5 points per game. First team All-District 13 and an All-Ohio member. As the second one rattles in and out, Laco with it up the floor for Fairland. Laco pulls up from the elbow and buries the jumper. Trevor Laco with a nice answer.
He's so effective of getting to the rim that pull-up game is nasty for Laco. Give him 7 now.
Now Barker, he'll try to answer with a 3. That's no good. And Fairland will let it roll out of bounds. They'll take possession back with 5:51 to go till half.
Similar spot that he knocked down his first. It's kind of a long winding shot going into it, but he's able to get a good look just off the mark that time. Now Fairland has a chance to take the lead back.
Here's Franson outside working on Thacker. Franson comes off a ball screen, picks up his dribble, gets it out to Goo. Now Love tightly contested by Barker. Franson, mid-range pull-up, second time gets it to go.
They had to see that first one go. Nice little run here by the Dragons to tie it back up.
Perkins on the other end gets it out to Kazee. Kazee driving, spins through contact, finds Frecka. Frecka underneath, he's too strong.
Yeah, third assist now. It's really tough to guard, but he's 0 for 2 from the line, so maybe think about a little bit of hack-a-shack action because he's too tough to stop right now, is Carson Frecka.
There's Franson again with it for Fairland. Franson averaged 12 points and 8 rebounds a season ago. Mid-range pull-up, won't go that time.
Yeah, but a nice look.
There's Kazee on the other end. Kazee turns around, nice find to Barker, cutting in the finish.
Kazee is just unreal. Great job of finding the cutter. After he doesn't get the exact spot he wants to get, he's able to find Barker. Makes a nice cut, 5 points now for the senior.
And a foul on.
I think Frecka just kind of needed one there. That was a take foul to get himself a little bit of a breather here.
Andy Chapman will come back in for the Panthers, replacing Frecka. Stephen Jones back on for Fairland as Ford Rickard heads to the bench. Franson inside Jones, now Goo from the corner. That one won't go, and there's a fight for the rebound, won by Chapman. It's a good look for Maddox. Goo just could not connect. Chesapeake looking to make him pay for it. Here's Perkins. Perkins lets it fly off the mark. Goo got the rebound, but he stepped out of bounds right when he held onto it. Kenyon Smith will enter the game for the first time tonight. Maddox Goo will get a breather. 4:03 remaining here in the first half. As it'll be Kazee to set things up out of the box set for the Panthers. Kazee looking, finds Chapman inside. Chapman couldn't hang on to it. We await the call to stay with Chesapeake.
I think that's probably the right call because, I mean, Chapman goes from being fully dressed to halfway on that play. Probably gets fouled.
Now here's Thacker. Thacker with the second chance after the inbound. Nice find from Kazee.
5 assists now for Kazee. First 2 points from Phil Thacker.
Thacker, as you said, not much of a scorer, but can put the ball in the basket when needed. Here's Franson on the other end trying to answer. Now Smith, nice find to Franson, pick and roll, draws the foul.
Yeah, but not a bad foul at all by Chapman. He goes fairly straight up, but the straight up comes with a lot of contact, which is going to get Franson to the line where he's 0 for 2 on the night. First foul for Andy Chapman.
Franson 11 in the win over Eastern Megs on Saturday. Hits the first one on that trip. Carson Frecka set to check back in for Chesapeake. Quick breather and back to work for the 6'6" senior. Franson's second one goes, and it's back to a 4-point game. 3:37 to play in the half.
6 points now for Franson, all here in the second quarter.
Perkins off a nice screen from Kazee. Now a handoff to Thacker. Thacker driving through the double team, gets a foul.
Yeah, nice job by Thacker, just going until he gets stopped. Instead draws the contact. And by drawing the contact, he's going to get his first shots at the line of the evening. His team is 3 for 6 at the line, now 4 for 7.
Owen Burcham will re-enter the game for Fairland, replacing Gerald Love.
And that's going to be something they're going to have to talk about, is try to find ways to get Gerald Love shots, because he hasn't got a shot here in the second quarter, which he was able, no matter how far out he was stepping there in the first quarter.
Thacker can't connect on the second free throw, remains a 5-point game. Here's Franson over to Laco. Laco backs it out, gets it back to Franson in the corner. Franson lost a handle, taken away by Thacker. Thacker gets it out to Barker near side. Barker through contact. He'll head to the line for 2 shots.
If you're not physically strong or physically ready to play, you cannot play down here in the OVC. And man, John Cooper Barker, a senior stepping in, goes through a ton of contact there until he gets to the basket where he's able to draw the foul, now with a chance at the free throw line to extend this lead.
Barker's first attempt from the stripe connects. It's back to a 6-point game. Dennis Scarberry back in the game for the Panthers. Second one from Barker, knocks it down. Goes 2 for 2 on that trip. Back to a 7-point game, exactly 3 minutes to go. There's Franson out to Laco. Some 2-man action going for the Dragons. Laco pulls up, can't hit the jumper. Ball rolling, and it will head out of bounds. Chesapeake basketball.
Yeah, right now, Fairland just not playing with a ton of energy on the offensive end. A lot of those shots that were open early have been shut off so far for Chesapeake. And because of that, that's why you're seeing this kind of extended scoring drought for the Dragons.
Chesapeake looking to widen this gap even further. It's a 7-point lead as Perkins has it one-on-one with Burcham at the logo. Barker outside, back to Perkins. Perkins finds Kazee in the post. Kazee, turnaround jumper, can't get it. Smith with the rebound up the floor. Laco through traffic, got it knocked away. Franson scoops it up and he gets fouled as he hits the floor. Clock reads 2:15 here at Chesapeake. Box set for the Dragons. Laco to inbound. Into Franson. Franson tried to fake the handoff, backing down Scarberry. Franson with the jumper and 2 more points.
That's just such a tough shot by Cliff Franson. Does a nice job getting in the area for a nice little turnaround fadeaway. 8 points now for Franson.
Under 2 to play in the first half. Chesapeake ahead by 5, looking to extend it. Here's Perkins driving down the middle, got it swatted by Franson. There's Burcham with it for Fairland. Burcham Picks it up, gets it out to Laco. Laco, long three off the mark. Kazee with the board.
Good look, though, for the Dragons. That's about all you can ask for in that situation.
Barker in the corner, tried to go to Frecka in the post, but Franson's there with the steal.
Really good defense last two possessions from Franson. Gets a block and then gets a steal right there.
Franson one-on-one with Scarberry. Turnaround jumper hits it. Cliff Franson putting Fairland right back in this one as Chesapeake is going to use a 30-second timeout. Back down to a 3-point game with 1:19.
Yeah, Franson's really taken over this second quarter. He's done a great job getting them back in this game where kind of talked about they were a little bit stagnant offensively. Still not a whole lot of movement, but when you've got 6'3", that with that high release and he can kind of get where he wants to go, can finish over either shoulder, it makes it really tough to guard, and that's why they've got this game back to a 3-point lead after Chesapeake had a couple of decent looks to extend the lead past 7.
1:19 remaining in the half. How do you respond to this mini run from Fairland if you're Chesapeake?
I think if you're Chesapeake, you gotta just try to let Kazee make a play here, or you try to look inside to the post, because right now Franson's got Rickard on him, who's got 2 fouls. If you can get Rickard 2 fouls, six rebounds so far. If you can get him his third right before the half, you're going to get some foul shots, but also you can run a little time and maybe get a little more momentum going into the break.
Perkins walks it across half court for the Panthers. They'll drive, bounce pass over to Barker. Barker drives down the middle, reverse, and no good, but a foul against the Panthers. It'll be Fairland basketball. We'll go against Frecka.
That's about the opposite of what I was saying at that point. But, and that's kind of big on where Frecka had to just give that take foul earlier. Ends up being his second foul. 1:03 left in the first half. He's probably going to sit the rest of the half. Maybe one more offensive possession if they get it out of a stoppage.
Andy Chapman back in the action for Chesapeake. 6'6" sophomore trying to use his size as Burcham throws it away. Trying to go for Franson high post.
Yeah, and he didn't get a good enough angle on it. Just had too sharp of a pass there on the entry, and because of that, is unable to connect. Gets the turnover, and that could be a big play here late in the half. We do have more than 15 seconds left.
Reads about 42 seconds left in the half as Stephen Ader's Panthers slowing things down. Coach Ader telling his team, does the time signal on his wrist, telling him slow down. Watch the clock, under 30 to play. Kazee at the volleyball line. Guarded by Kenyon Smith, gets it over to Barker. Barker holds it, dribbles to the far side, 15 to play in the half. Dribble handoff to Kazee. Under 10, Kazee out to Perkins. Perkins guarded by Burcham, 5 to go. Here's Barker. Barker, 2 seconds. Barker gets it up high off the glass, won't go. No basket. The putback from Chapman does not count. And that brings us to halftime from the Pearson court at Chesapeake. The Panthers hold a tight 31-28 advantage over the Fairland Dragons in this OVC Monday night contest. We'll step aside and give our thoughts on the first half when we return. You're watching Ohio High School Basketball on Southern Ohio Sports Authority, presented by Ohio Health.
Experience the hometown Chevrolet difference. Check out our huge selection of Silverado trucks, Equinox SUVs, and the latest Chevy models. Priced to move and ready to hit the road today. Plus, with the hometown advantage, you get free oil changes for life and a 10-year, 150,000-mile limited powertrain warranty at no extra cost. That's real value and real peace of mind. Your hometown Chevrolet is proud to be your trusted local dealer of new and pre-owned inventory, delivering unbeatable deals and top-notch service. Visit us today at 501 West Emmett Avenue in Waverly, or start shopping online at yourhometownchevy.com.
Our employees certainly get the credit for that growth. The relationships that they build, people want to deal with people they can trust, they know, feel connected to. And I think that's where a community bank such as Kingston really shines. The color of money is the same no matter where you go, but I think the people behind it is what makes the difference. Having the empathy to understand what's going on in someone's business or personal lives and how you might be able to help it. I think our customers expect that, want that, and truthfully, they deserve that.
Since 1853, Tomlinson Insurance has been protecting families, farms, and businesses in our community. As an independent agency, we offer personalized coverage for your auto, home, farm, and business, plus health and life insurance too. And we proudly partner with Erie Insurance to give you peace of mind with reliable coverage at competitive rates. Tomlinson Insurance. Let our history be your future. Call us today at 740-773-4181 or visit us at tomlinsonins.com.
This broadcast is brought to you in part by Willie and Son Trucking. Willie and Son Trucking has been a proud supporter of local student athletes, coaches, and athletic programs throughout its history. Be sure to look out for the Shack Athlete of the Week presented by Willie and Son Trucking each week at SOSAOhio.com.
Rathkamp Financial is a comprehensive financial services firm committed to helping our clients improve their long-term financial success. Our customized programs seek to grow, protect, and conserve our clients' wealth by delivering personalized service and expertise. Securities and advisory services offered through LPL Financial, a registered investment advisor, member, FINRA SIPC. Please call us at 740-775-1040 to schedule a consultation.
Wendy's has new chicken tenders. Crispy, juicy, tendery tendies. Ooh, that's fun to say. Tendies, tendies, tendies. And they're so good, maybe we should change our... For tendies you're gonna know by name, gotta be Wendy's.
Back here at Chesapeake High School, it's halftime in this OVC showdown between Fairland and Chesapeake. The Panthers in front of the Dragons 31-28 through one half of play as we have some veterans appreciation going on here at the Pearson Court. Always nice to see wherever you're at. Carson Francis and John Bruce with you. John, what an exciting first half of basketball we saw down here at Chesapeake.
Yeah, just really high-level basketball. You can tell at different times, at different times you saw Fairland look like maybe things were starting to get away from them a little bit, but then they relied on those seniors, with France and having the big second quarter and Laco just kind of running them into their offense. Laco was a little more consistent, but man, France was really good in that second quarter, and Gerald Love was really good in that first quarter. And then just overall, 5 points, 4 rebounds, 5 assists for Maddox Cuzzy. We didn't see. Sorry,
we spent a good chunk of our pregame before we went on air making sure that we got Maddox Kazie's name down.
Yeah.
It's just Kazie.
Yes.
We were saying that in our headsets for minutes at a time.
Yeah, and then I screwed it up here at the half. But it's a Fairland team that is really kind of 3-player heavy at this time offensively, but man, they're doing such a good job getting those guys the shots they want. You just got to be able to hit them consistently, because right now Chesapeake doing a great job of getting some tough shots inside, but also making sure to take care of Carson Freckett inside. And then Maddox, Kazie's doing a great job of finding the right guys as well. So should be a really fun second half.
One of the things that was a difference from the first quarter to the second quarter, and you talked about it a couple different times, is Gerald Love had a hot start to the game in the first quarter. 8 points, 2 triples, and a putback right at the buzzer. I don't think he got off a single shot in the second quarter. Didn't have that many touches to begin with. Chesapeake did a great job taking that away, and you could tell it affected Fairland's offensive production in that second quarter.
Yeah, they just did a great job of making life a little more difficult for Gerald Love, because he's a unreal shooter. You want to make him make more plays than have to just get shots. And then in that second quarter, they just didn't let him get the ball. They just shut him off completely to where he's just out the last 4 minutes of the half, because it's kind of we're just going to go defense here, because right now they weren't getting those shots that they really wanted for Love. So they made a different move. I think you're going to see them be a little more creative to get him the ball here in that second half, especially now with a little momentum going into the half.
And talking about using your offense, running some plays to get guys the ball, we saw Maddox Kazie use the offense to get his teammates involved. Do you think as we get into the second half, we're going to see a lot more of Maddox Kazee maybe trying to take over here in the second half?
Yeah, I think so, because he's doing a great job of finding his teammates, but at the same time, he's not forcing a whole lot. I mean, just looking at it real quick, he's 2 for 5. So, I mean, he's only taken the 5 shots. He's gotten the line a couple of different times. 1 for 2 there. And, you know, for him, you probably need him to get going a little bit. Right now, you have that lead with him only taking the 5 shots. So you don't necessarily want to force it to him, but you also want him to have the ball to be a decision maker and a playmaker for this team, where he found those 5 assists and got Carson Frecka those 8 points. So just real quick for Chesapeake, one of the things that's making them dangerous in this game is their balance. Carson Frecka leads them with 8 points on 4 of 5 shooting. He is 0 of 2 from the line, so keep an eye on that. 8 points for Caden Perkins. He knocked down his first 2 threes, a couple free throws. He's 2 of 4 from the field. 7 points for John Cooper Barker. He's done a nice job for them, 2 of 5 from the field. Maddox Kazee with 5 points, 4 rebounds, 5 assists, as we said. And then Philip Thacker with 3 points on 1 of 3 shooting. We didn't get any points out of Andy Chapman or Dennis Scarberry, but I like the effort and energy they brought in their limited minutes that they were able to give. For Fairland, they were led in that first half by Cliff Branson with 10 points all in the second quarter. He did not miss a shot in that second quarter. He goes 4 for 4 from the field and then knocked down a pair of free throws as well. Gerald Love with 8 points all in the first quarter, 2 for 4 from 3, and he had that putback at the buzzer of the first quarter. He had 8 points. 7 points from Trevor Locko, 3 points, 6 rebounds for Ford Rickard. And I believe that is it. Kenyon Smith, I thought, gave some good defensive minutes, as did Stephen Jones and Maddox do as well. So this should be a really fun second half.
Defensively on both sides, what did each team do well in the first half, and where do both teams need to adjust defensively going forward?
Well, I thought Chesapeake did a really good job of making Fairland play more of a half-court game and force them into playing without a lot of threes being taken. So kind of taking them out of their game a little bit, but then Cliff Branson just said, okay, I can do this. No worries here, as he did a great job of keeping them in that game in that second quarter as they weren't shooting from the outside.
I promise you we do have a minute 30 left until we resume to action, not 13 minutes. As we said, the atmosphere here at the gym, people on their feet during game time, making this place rock and rattle. It's causing some of our technology to go haywire.
Well, I think it's a lot of the band right now, too, because the band's been rocking all a halftime long as well, so it's kind of throwing some stuff off on that, but it doesn't matter. That's why we're going to give you those updates as much as possible, but with a minute left here late in the first, I think for Fairland, you got to try to just not let Kazee beat you. You don't want Frecka to beat you as well, but really, you want to make those guards beat you. They've done a great job of it so far with, 18 points between the 3 guards. But if you are Fairland, you probably feel okay about that, because you just don't want Kazee to really get going, because that's when he can really blow up your entire defensive game because of just what he can do all around.
The last time we saw Fairland was the first game of the year up at St. Trace. It was a tight game coming out of halftime. They exploded in the third quarter. It really seems like that's been a theme for the Dragons when you look at what they did in their last game. A tight game as well. They outscored Eastern Meigs 19-8 in quarter number 3. They're going to look to do more of that here in the third quarter of this one, as both teams tied for second, looking to make a push towards the top spot in the league and get that much closer to Ironton for first place.
Yeah, they're 2 outstanding teams. But that Ironton game was one of those where they did not play well in that third quarter. And because of that, Ironton was able to pull away in that quarter as well.
It'll be Chesapeake basketball as we start the second half of play from the Pearson Court at Chesapeake High School. The same starting 5 on the floor for both teams. Second half has officially begun. It's Barker with it for the Panthers. Here's Kazee on the drive, can't finish at the rim. Franson the board.
Nice work there by Franson to pull that down.
Franson working inside on Thacker. Franson gets it back out to Laco. Laco steps back, puts up the three off the mark. Kazee one-hands the rebound.
5th board for Kazee.
Kazee now to Thacker. Love guarding Thacker. Thacker gets it back to Kazee. Kazee outside, Barker in the corner, he'll drive. Barker jump stops off of 1 foot and kisses it off the glass.
Yeah, just uses his strength there to get through the contact. Nicely done by John Cooper Barker.
There's Laco on the other end. Laco out to Goo in the corner. Goo trying to go baseline, got it poked away, and it'll go back to Chesapeake.
Yeah, only the 6th turnover for Fairland. 7 minutes left to go here in the 3rd. Nicely done defensively.
The last time these two played a double overtime thriller at the end of last season, a 68-62 win for Fairland. Chesapeake looking to get back on their side in this rivalry. Pull-up jumper from Kazee, that one's no good. That was a game that Chesapeake, you asked them, they probably would say they let that one get away from them. There's Love, contested three, and he hits it. Gerald Love's 3rd triple of the night.
And that's why they were just locking him down, trying to not let him touch the ball, because as soon as he gets any room at all, he's in range.
There's Barker inside, gets it out to Kazee, now Perkins. 11 points on the night for Gerald Love. Here's Frecka inside. Frecka jump stop, puts it up. Doesn't get it to fall, but he will have 2 free throws waiting on him.
Well, that's something that Frecka has been doing a good job of, was getting to the line. Has not shot well there as he's 0 for 2, but that's going to be the 2nd foul on Maddox Goo.
Frecka's first one goes through. It's back to a 3-point game.
9 points now for Carson Frecka. 6'6" senior lefty has been outstanding over the last couple of seasons for the Panthers.
Frecka goes 1 for 2 at the line there as Franson hauls it in. It's still a 1-score game.
4th board for Franson.
Laco tried to go to Franson inside, got it poked away, gets it right back. Here's Franson. Franson off the screen from Rickard. Working on Thacker. Franson puts up a contested jumper. It's off the front of the rim. And quickly, Chesapeake on the other end. Here's Perkins to the basket and the finish.
And that all starts with that great defense by Phil Thacker. Nicely done by Caden Perkins to get out and go and finish. 10 points now for the senior.
Laco baseline drive. Tried to go to Goo in the corner. Kazee got a hand on it.
It's a big-time possession for both teams here. Fairland can't let this game start to slip away.
Be Goo to inbound on the baseline. Got to get it in. Just does, but it doesn't matter. Kazee takes it right back. Kazee, coast to coast, puts it up and knocks it down.
Just through contact, just so strong. Kind of wiry, but really strong. Kazee now with 7 points. And a 7-point lead, biggest of the game.
Maddox Kazee coast to coast, cashes in. Here's Maddox Goo falling away off the backboard. And Kazee with the rebound, tried to go up the floor for Frecka, and Love intercepts it. Love out to Franson. Franson drives, skips it out to Goo. Goo inside, here's Rickard underneath, gets fouled.
And that's a big one. That's 3 now on Carson Frecka. I mean, he's played so well. He's such a big part of their offense, and just what he's able to draw defense-wise. And because of that, like him adding up with fouls, could be some danger time here for Chesapeake as well. But some big-time free throws here for Ford Rickard.
Rickard sinks his first one. Andy Chapman back on the floor for Chesapeake. Kenyon Smith into the game for Fairland.
That was an extended talk by the Chesapeake coaches as well to decide, is this the time we want to take Carson out, put Chapman into the game?
Rickard can't hit his second one, goes 1 for 2 on that trip. Chesapeake quickly back up the floor. Here's Perkins out to Thacker and a foul. We'll go against Trevor Locko, his second. Now Kazita inbound, gets it into Thacker. Thacker fakes the handoff. He's backing down Love. Almost lost it, and it's going to be a carry.
Yeah, just gets a little bit spinning on the hand there, and then just a really big spinning on the hand. Pretty easy call for the officials. Only the 5th turnover for Chesapeake. Only 7 for Fairland. It's been a pretty clean game so far tonight.
Dragons with a 3 can make it a 1-score game. Here's Locko on the drive underneath and gets the foul.
I think it's going to be on Thacker, because I don't really know what else Andy Chapman could do on that play. It's going to be on Chapman.
Wow. I could tell at Maddox, because he looked at Chapman and just gave him the look like, you got to be careful.
Yeah, you can't react. And I understand, because, you know, as a 5'9" big, when you feel like you have position, you're going to feel like you have position at all. So he'll probably go back and watch that. A little bit of movement there leads to the foul. Now 8 points for Trevor Locko.
Locko goes 2 for 2 at the stripe there, back down to a 4-point game.
But really good leadership from Kazee, as you mentioned, to just kind of calm the sophomore down. This is one of the biggest games he's played in, so you want to make sure, don't make any mistakes. We need you out on the floor.
The biggest minutes of the biggest game that he's played in as well. Seems like whenever Chesapeake has a chance to really pull away, Fairland still right there, but Andy Chapman is there with the answer. What a response from the 6'6" sophomore.
That's a great feed inside and unreal hands from the sophomore. He gathers that with his left, uses his inside positioning, and a great finish off the glass. Really like what I've seen out of him so far tonight.
4:02 remaining in the third. Stephen Jones into the game for the Dragons, as Chapman looking to convert on the end one, and does. 41-34 Panthers.
Back to a 7-point advantage.
Locko tried to find Franson, and Thacker's there to take it away. Thacker to the basket, no shot. Foul on the floor. But a good steal to win a possession back by Philip Thacker.
3 turnovers already here in the second half.
Third foul on Trevor Locko. Kazee to get it in, finds Barker. These two teams both 2-1 in OVC play, looking for sole possession of second place. Here's Kazee trying to back down Kenyon Smith. 3.5 minutes to go in the third. Kazee with it outside to Thacker. Thacker, he'll drive. Thacker got it stripped, and it's out of bounds on Fairland. Possession will stay with the Panthers. 3:24 remaining in the quarter.
A good help side defense ends up just being deflected away. Get another chance here on the baseline out of bounds for the Panthers.
Kazee to inbound again. That's Barker, now Perkins. Perkins spins, Perkins to the basket, can't finish. Perkins gets his own rebound though, goes up a second time, doesn't finish on that one. Out of bounds, Fairland basketball.
Yeah, he got a little bit too far in after he gets the putback. Great effort from Caden Perkins, just unable to finish.
Locko across the midcourt line, gets it into Jones outside. Now Franson lost his handle, gets it back. He pulls up from mid-range, off the back of the rim. Chapman had it, but it rolls right into the hands of Locko, and the dish to Jones at the rim. Timeout, Dragons. It'll be a full timeout. We'll take it with them. 41-36, 2:50 left in the third. You're watching Ohio High School basketball on Southern Ohio Sports Authority, presented by Ohio Health.
I'm Tyler.
And I'm James.
We want to thank you for continuing to make the Root Sports and Fitness Center your headquarters for youth sports in Southern Ohio.
Mark. 6 months of training. 8 miles to go. A 3-way tie for almost last place.
Look good in these shorts, right?
And 3 years since he and his team at Ohio Health left cancer in the dust.
.250 remaining in the third quarter as the Chesapeake Panthers lead the Fairland Dragons 41-36. Fairland cuts back into the lead after the underneath basket by Stephen Jones.
Yeah, it was a great find. Jones' first points of the game. Great find by Laco. And it really felt like he barely had the ball in his hands before he released it. Nice touch as well.
Chesapeake looking to get back in the win column of this rivalry. Here's Kazee, far side. Kazee, baseline, glides to the basket, and the nice finish.
And great work by Andy Chapman inside to kind of clear that side out. Kazee now with 9.
Laco out to Jones at the volleyball line. Nice cut to Laco. Laco cashes in on the back door.
Great find, great finish, nicely done. Stephen Jones giving some good minutes. Nicely finished there by Laco with 11.
The reverse of what happened on the last possession this time. Jones feeds Laco on the cut. Here's Kazee driving baseline, finds Chapman high post. Chapman jump stops, puts it up. No basket, fouls on the floor. The Fairland crowd disagrees. They thought he traveled. It's the third foul on Stephen Jones.
Yeah, but once again, I'm just like, you're going to lose a Carson Frecken, you're going to replace it with what Andy Chapman's able to bring to you. Man, that's a pretty nice combination for them. It's coming up for Chesapeake.
Chapman heads to the line, and you mentioned that Carson Frecken, 6'6", he's a senior this year. With the play of Andy Chapman that you've seen tonight, you've got to like the future of what's going to replace Carson Frecken's impact on this team.
Yeah, Frecken's obviously going to be the big-time minutes, big-time player this year, but if you're spelling him with what Chapman can do, you're going to really like what you're doing here if you're Coach Ader.
Chapman splits the difference at the line. Thacker with the rebound and the putback.
Great effort by Thacker as he goes up. 5th rebound, 5 points as well.
Chesapeake almost got a steal. Perkins overran it. And a foul on the drive. It'll go against Thacker. Chesapeake wanted a charge.
With how physical he is, that's his first foul of the game. That's how smart of a player Philip Thacker is.
Philip Thacker was first team all-district in football this year. You don't get that award if you're not a physical athlete.
Exactly.
Laco over to Kenyon Smith. Fairland circling the perimeter. Here's Love. Love picks up his dribble. Love tried to put it up. He really wanted to. Dishes out to Franson instead. Franson tried to find Rickard in the corner. Here's Love, no good.
Might have been too close.
Up the court, Kazee gets it. Panthers resetting. Kazee out to Thacker. Thacker for 3 off the mark. Fairland looking to answer Love. Another contested 3, too short. Perkins with the rebound up the floor. Kazee. Kazee cashes in and 1. Maddox Kazee flexing his muscles in transition. Largest lead for the Panthers.
Well, that play by Caden Perkins, too. I mean, he gets the rebound, he looks up, and his right hand's taken away, throws with his off arm, and then Maddox Kazee finishes through contact. Biggest lead of the night.
Foul will go against Ford Rickard, his 3rd. Maddox Gu and Owen Burcham back onto the floor for Fairland. 59.4 left. As Kazee completes the and 1, an 11-point lead for the Panthers. As Burcham backs it out. Now Franson. Franson pulls up from downtown, can't get it to fall. Chapman with the board. Stephen Ader telling his team slow things down. They want the last shot of the third quarter. Perkins backs it out, dribble handoff to Kazee. Panthers working the perimeter. Coach Steven Ader came back to his alma mater in 2022. Led the Panthers to the Elite Eight last season, looking to take this program back to new heights, back to the glory days. This would be a huge step towards that direction as Coach Ader wants a timeout with 12.3 to go in the third.
Yeah, it's a good timeout. And I really like, especially early in the season, like we're still around the halfway point, a little bit early, to use those timeouts into quarter situations, because then you can kind of set up to where maybe in a late game situation later on, you don't have to use a timeout like, hey, we got a side out of bounds. We're going to run this set. Because you can go back, hey, Fairland game, we ran this set. And if it doesn't work, hey, we can do it in practice as well. So, I mean, it's just a really good coaching moment here. And this is a big-time possession for the Dragons because they will get the ball to start the fourth.
Clock reads 12.3 to go. Chesapeake looking to, again, avenge a crucial home loss to these Dragons last season. 10 seconds to go as Perkins crosses the timeline out to Chapman. Chapman finds Dennis Scarberry in the corner, 5 seconds. Here's Kazee, launches from downtown, it's good. Maddox Kazee, he's that guy. Knocks down the triple at the buzzer. Panthers lead up to 14 as we head to the final quarter. 52-38 Panthers. You're watching Ohio High School basketball on Southern Ohio Sports Authority, presented by Ohio Health.
At Chillicothe Comfort Heating and Air, your comfort is our priority year-round.
Whether it's blazing hot or freezing cold, we've got your back with fast, reliable service you can trust.
Locally owned, honest, and done right the first time.
We have financing options available for every budget, as well as 60 months, 0% interest.
Call us today and feel the difference that comfort makes.
Kimberly. Tons of practice. One chop away from a black belt. 7 of the best sidekicks. And 5 years since her cancer diagnosis at Ohio Health.
Three quarters down and 1 to go here at Chesapeake High School. The Chesapeake Panthers have pulled away from Fairland. Their largest lead before the third quarter was 7. They've doubled that, and they're ahead by 14 with 8 minutes to go.
Well, it was a great run to end the quarter, and then they run a nice set there at the end of the quarter to get Maddox Kazee a good look in the quarter. 8 points for Kazee in the quarter, 13 now in the game for the junior All-Ohioan.
Fairland looking to chip away. There's Maddox Goo one-on-one with Frecka, picks up his dribble, gets it over to Laco. Laco working on Perkins. Laco outside, here's Bertram from outside, won't go. It's Perkins hauling it in. Perkins racing up the floor, backs it out.
Yeah, good look, just not able to get it to fall, and because of that, you're gonna have a chance for Chesapeake to just keep extending this lead with 7:20 to play.
Panthers taking their time. Here's Perkins to the rim and 1. Caden Perkins does it himself. Extends the lead to 16.
Well, you just got a bunch of guys that can make plays happen. Perkins had a really nice start, got a little quiet, but is able to step up big time now, reaching double figures once again. We have a second foul on Gerald Love.
Perkins completes the and 1, 17-point lead. The largest lead of the night for the Panthers grows even further. There's Laco outside to Love and a foul. We'll go on Caden Perkins. Both teams tied for second in the OVC, right behind the Ironton Tigers, who are in action tonight at home against Colgrove. Laco to inbound, gets it into Burcham. Laco against Perkins. Now gets matched up on Kazee. Laco steps back, finds Love in the corner. Love in and out, and it's Thacker winning the battle for the rebound. Kazee inside. Kazee gets fouled going up for the jumper.
Yeah, it's just, you know, they're really controlling this game, forcing some tough shots for Fairland. You're getting some runouts, and you can kind of do what you want at this point. You got an experienced group. You want them to keep scoring, they can score. You want them to pull out, run a set, they can do that as well. This is a really nice team with Chesapeake.
Kazee's first one goes in and out. Kenyon Smith will re-enter for the Dragons. Now, I remember a couple years ago, before this Chesapeake team had grown into what they are today, I watched them play up at Adena in the season opener 2 years ago when they won the OVC. And Maddox Kazee at the time was only a freshman, had an outstanding game to start the season. And just seeing how he's grown into the player he is today as Franson finishes there, kind of got the sense that he was going to be one of the guys to lead this program to where they are today.
Yeah, he's always played a little bit older as well. He's been impressive for the last 3 years, and once again, you got another year of him if you're Chesapeake, a year and a half, in fact. So really value the time you've got with Maddox Kazee, because he can really fill it up.
56-40 Panthers. Caden Perkins stands at the logo. Panthers taking their precious time. Here's Kazee, baseline, underhand. What else can he do?
Yeah, he's almost unguardable at times.
Kenyon Smith draws the foul on the baseline other end, and that's going to be the fourth on Carson Frecka.
16 now for Kazee. Frecka, you know, Frecka still had a nice night, but he's dealt with a lot of foul trouble here in the second half, so he hadn't got a whole lot of time. I think that may be his night.
John Cooper Barker back into the game for Chesapeake. Frecka will head to the bench with 4 fouls. Gouda inbound on the baseline, trying to get it in. Finds Smith. Smith working on Barker, finds Franson. Franson inside, and a foul on the floor.
It's going to be the second on Thacker.
.542 remains in this ball game. Chesapeake, barring a miracle from Fairland, will move to 8-1. They'll go on to face Gallia Academy Thursday night. Here's a corner three from Laco. He knocks it down.
Yeah, nice set out of bounds. You're going to get a timeout. It's going to be a short one here.
We'll keep it right here. Fairland trailing 58-43.
Yeah, there's a lot of positives, though, for this Fairland team. You know, once again, you're dealing with a new coaching staff, not an entirely new concepts that you're seeing, but really it was a JV team that wasn't very good last year. From what we were able to see, we see our Brock Netter hanging out. We appreciate him making the trip down. But for this, you know, for this Fairland team, it's a group that we weren't really 100% sure what to expect because of how inexperienced they're going to be. A 5-3 start, not anything to hang your heads on. You just got to really focus in and, you know, build off the rest of this game. Maybe you can make a comeback. Just keep battling, but then you just get better in practice throughout the week as well. And I think this is a team that's got some really nice pieces that could make another deep tournament run.
The Dragons will travel to Rock Hill Thursday night, back in league play. As both teams back on the floor after the timeout, here's Kazee as Fairland applying some pressure full court. Kazee gets it across half court to Barker, and the Panthers in their half court offense. Kazee in the paint, nice find inside. Thacker pump fakes. Thacker got tied up. It's a jump ball possession. Arrow stays with Chesapeake.
Good hands by Goo. I mean, they're not going to give up. It is a 15-point game with 5:19 to play, but with Fairland, with their ability to shoot it, you can't give up on them at all.
Nice find to Thacker, but it's blocked by Smith. Loose ball picked up by Scarberry. 5:10 remaining in the ball game. Here's Barker. Barker hands it off to Scarberry. Panthers trying to work the perimeter, and the handoff goes wild. Here's Smith with it for the Dragons. Inside, try to find Franson. Kazee knocked it away. Here's Barker on the other end. He'll back it out.
Yeah, just smart by the senior, although Perkins was not aware that Kenyon Smith was coming on the backside.
4:48 remaining. Carson Frecka back on the floor for Chesapeake. Scarberry will head to the bench. And into Barker in the backcourt now across the midcourt line. Barker one-on-one with Goo. Barker got tripped up and he falls out of bounds, and they'll say it's Fairland basketball.
The fourth turnover of the second half. Just one of those unfortunate things.
Fairland still looking to chip away. 4.5 to play. Laco across half court. Franson guarded by Thacker. Franson trying to make something happen. Here's Smith, corner three, buries it. Kenyon Smith knocks it down from the corner. Deficit down to 12.
Yeah, keep putting stops together. Put stops together, give yourselves a chance. With their ability to shoot, they're gonna have a chance.
There's Frecka. He'll drive to the basket. Frecka jump stops and puts it in. Carson Frecka drive and finish.
But that's what can really help put games away. You get those points, fairly easy points, nicely done by Frecka.
Laco to the basket and finishes to answer. Trevor Laco, he's done a great job all night getting downhill and finishing. Kazee throws one up to Thacker, over to Frecka, he can't finish. Franson, coast to coast, here's Love from outside, off the mark. Offensive rebound by the Dragons and a foul against the Panthers on the floor.
It's gonna be on Frecka.
It will be on Frecka. Carson Frecka's night is done with 3:27 left.
11 points for the senior. This is an interesting sub now, because do you want to bring Scarberry in because now they're going to play a little faster, or if you want to try to run some clock, you go Chapman. But if you don't score, you turn it over. This Fairland team's starting to get in their groove offensively, and that's why they've been able to cut down to this lead.
Stephen Ader calls on Dennis Scarberry to replace Carson Frecka. Goo trying to get the ball in, just does. Gets it into Laco. Laco working on Perkins. Laco picks up his dribble, finds Franson high post. Franson backing down Thacker. Franson puts up the jumper, too short. It's Kazee with the rebound, and he gets fouled.
Yeah, just a really tough look, and when you're trying to come back, you've got to get shots up fairly quickly, and because of that, ends up leading to kind of a wild shot.
Foul will go against Kenyon Smith, only his first. Dragons pressing Thacker, inbounds to Kazee.
Still got a foul to give if you're Fairland.
Scarberry up the floor, here's Barker. Barker underneath, can't finish. Good defense by the Dragons, but Kazee takes it right back. Kazee draws the foul. Franson got it stripped out of his hands by Kazee. Kazee rewards himself with 2 free throws.
Yeah, great job by Kazee to just not stop on the play. And that's one of the biggest things for him, is just what he's able to do.
Kazee at the line, sinks his first one.
Yeah, he's had a big-time second half. 5 points, 5 assists in that first half, but man, he's been really good overall in the second half, scoring-wise.
Kazee's second one goes in and out. Laco with the rebound.
He's got 13 in the second half.
Laco tried to go over to Burcham. It's knocked out of bounds by Scarberry. 2:51 remaining in this OVC rivalry contest. Bertram to inbound, finds Smith on the cut. Smith to the basket. Nice curl cut from Kenyon Smith. Gets it, goes downhill, and finishes. Chesapeake trying to work the ball around, bleed out some clock. 2.5 to go. Kazee underneath the finish.
Yeah, that's a nice way to bleed out some clock. Get the 2 guaranteed points after running a little bit of clock. Nicely done by Chesapeake.
Laco picks up his dribble, gets it out to Franson. Franson backing down Thacker. Franson still on Thacker. Franson turnaround jumper, too short, and the ball pinballs into the hands of Kazee. Kazee almost got it knocked away and then call a late foul back at half court. Will go against Kenyon Smith.
What do you do against Phil Thacker? You got to just keep moving the ball because he's so strong, uses that chest so well that he's not fouling, and it's almost impossible to get around him. So you got to keep moving the ball. If you don't, then it's just going to end up being just a really tough shot, and he's going to close out with that hand right in the face.
Maddox Kazee again knocking down his first one. Maddox Goo will head back onto the floor for Fairland, replacing Owen Bertram.
22 on the night for Maddox Kazee.
After only 5 in the first half, he's up to 23 after going 2 for 2 at the stripe. 2 minutes left here at Chesapeake. Laco driving past Perkins. Laco, the reverse finish. Timeout, Fairland. Be a 30-second timeout. We'll keep it right here. 1:51 remaining. 65-52 Chesapeake.
Yeah, and right now, if you're Chesapeake, you just got to handle the ball. That's the biggest thing. Handle the ball. If you get it to Kazee, you're probably going to score, either at the line or at the hoop, because he's either going to draw the extra attention and find you, or he's going to be the one that finishes at the rim. So if you're Fairland, you got to do what you can to speed them up and try to let Franson protect the rim, which he was doing a really good job of earlier. But ultimately, for Fairland, just got down too big, too quick. If you're down at the end of 8 instead of 14, you're not having to fight uphill this entire half like they have. Really excited. I feel like the second matchup will be really fun as well over in Proctorville.
These two will match up again on February 3rd at the Carl York Center at Fairland. Panthers got to get it up the floor. Here's Perkins up to Scarberry. Scarberry inside to Kazee. Kazee, step through. Kazee off the glass, can't finish. Gets his own rebound. Kazee with the putback. That's no good. Another putback. Kazee, third time's the charm. 67-52. All the youngins here at the Peak are loving that score.
On both sides. I mean, when you get to that, you just got to have everyone going nuts, whatever.
We'll have a technical foul called on the Panthers. It looks like it'll go against, I believe they called it on Kazee. As Laco knocks down the first technical free throw.
And I mean, this is one of those things, you got to calm that down. That's the second one in the game where they've kind of let their emotions get to them a little bit. But when you're Caden Perkins, you hit a 26-footer. I get it a little bit. If you're Maddox Kazee and you just got your double-double because you just dominated 3 straight plays, I get it. You gotta adjust it. You gotta tone that down a little bit because that could hurt them at a later time in the season. Probably won't tonight.
Kenyon Smith tried to go inside. It's batted away, gets it right back. Smith out to Laco in the corner. Laco, baseline jumper, connects.
I like what Kenyon Smith's brought so far. I mean, you knew what you're going to get out of Laco and Franson.
Timeout, Fairland, 1:05 left. We'll quickly take it with them. You're watching Ohio High School basketball on Southern Ohio Sports Authority, presented by Ohio Health.
Are you looking for the best deals on quality used trucks and cars?
Great news. Chillicothe Truck has what you're looking for.
Choose from a wide selection of makes and models. All vehicles undergo a detailed multi-point inspection and extensive reconditioning before hitting the lot. Our friendly team offers a no-pressure sales experience, ensuring you find the perfect vehicle to fit your needs. Plus, you can customize your ride with our extensive range of truck accessories, from bed covers to lift kits. Stop by 173 Rennick Avenue in Chillicothe or call us today at 740-773-8782 to get started right now.
Have you experienced simply brilliant fiber internet? Yeah, that's Glow Fiber. Lightning fast internet that keeps up with your busy life. A reliable fiber-to-the-home network whether you're working, learning, playing, or streaming. And best of all, Glow Fiber has real local support from real people who are happy to talk to you. And switch now for your first month free. Faster, more reliable fiber internet with real local support. Glow Fiber. Simply brilliant.
Minute and 5 seconds remaining. Chesapeake on their way to win number 7 on the season. They lead Fairland 67-56. As they look to kill the remaining 65 seconds.
Win 8. You got 7 on the paper.
That is right.
It's all good.
It's been a long game, long day, but a great night, great atmosphere here at the Peak. As Perkins fouled, obviously before the layup.
Nice finish, though.
That'll send him to the line.
Laco now with 5. That's going to foul him out. Laco, I thought, played well. $20 points for Trevor Laco on the night. And he's going to have a lot of those 20-point nights. That's an All-Ohio type kid right there. Trevor Laco, just an outstanding player.
You lose the class that Fairland had last year with the Brody Buchanans, the Gabe Polsons, the Keegan Smiths. You have Trevor Laco stepping into that number 1, number 2 player. You got to love the result, the way he's answered the bell for the Dragons this season.
Yeah, I mean, they get down 18 here in this game. They just keep battling, and eventually, those fouls are going to add up.
55.2. Perkins goes 2 for 2 at the stripe there. 30-second timeout called by Stephen Ader, 69-56.
Yeah, and right now I think for Coach Ader, it's going to be a full.
It's a full timeout. We'll take it with them. 69-56. You're watching Ohio High School basketball on Southern Ohio Sports Authority, presented by Ohio Health.
Rathkamp Financial is a comprehensive financial services firm committed to helping our clients improve their long-term financial success. Our customized programs seek to grow, protect, and conserve our clients' wealth by delivering personalized service and expertise. Securities and advisory services offered through LPL Financial, a registered investment advisor, member, FINRA SIPC. Please call us at 740-775-1040 to schedule a consultation.
Wendy's has new chicken tenders. Crispy, juicy, tendery tendies. Ooh, that's fun to say. Tendies, tendies, tendies. And they're so good, maybe we should change our... For tendies you're gonna know by name, gotta be Wendy's.
Back here at Chesapeake High School, the Panthers looking to close out a win over the Fairland Dragons to push them to 8-1, take sole possession of second place in the OVC, 55.2 remaining.
Yeah, a lot of fun being had here around Pearson Court. It's been a nice, fun night, great atmosphere. 2 really good teams as well.
Not an empty seat in the house tonight. Some folks that made their way over had to stand in the corners to watch this one. Franson can't connect on both tries underneath. Thacker with the rebound. And John Cooper Barker fouled on the far side by Gerald Love.
Man, this effort that you're seeing tonight from Phil Thacker on the defensive end, and that's one of those, it's kind of it's a thankless thing a lot of times, but he's going to be a big reason why they're going to get wherever they go. He could score 0 points, he score 20, and it's not going to matter because he's going to bring it on that defensive end.
I talked about earlier his physicality has been why he's been such a good defensive player. And let me remind you, he was a first-team all-district selection on the football field on a team that won 1 game. That just goes to show you how physical, how impressive of a season he had, and how that translates over to the basketball court.
Yeah, just a really outstanding defensive player.
Kenyon Smith drives to the basket and gets fouled with 26 seconds remaining.
I think you're going to see a little more Kenyon Smith in their rotation at different times. He's a little undersized, only 5'9", but the sophomore, and he plays with a high motor. He's got 5 points here in the second half. Chance to add on to that.
He knocks down the first one there.
But I feel like he's just given some really good energy. Played a little bit in that JV game. And me and Shane talk about it a lot on Overtime, presented by Perfection One. The value of the JV level. He's played 4 quarters of the varsity, but he played in that JV game. He's just going to get better and better every time out.
Andy Chapman hauls in the offensive the rebound rather. As he comes off the bench. 20 seconds left. Philip Thacker picks up his dribble. And the Chesapeake Panthers will hype up their home crowd and run out the remainder of this clock here on Pearson Court. And that's going to be your ball game. The Chesapeake Panthers come out on top in this rivalry matchup. 70-57, your final score. Chesapeake takes sole possession of second place in the Ohio Valley Conference.
Yeah, great effort from both teams, but Chesapeake just a little bit more down the stretch. You can see that experience, those just kind of a winning team, and you can see it coming through, and that's why they end up getting their 8th win of the season.
Chesapeake moves to 8-1 on the season after a 13-point win over Fairland. We'll quickly step aside. When we come back, give our final thoughts on this one. You're watching Ohio High School basketball here on Southern Ohio Sports Authority, presented by Ohio Health.
At North Fork Animal Clinic, we're more than your pet's health care. We're your neighbors. We combine top-quality veterinary care with the availability you can count on, keeping tails wagging and pets thriving. And as proud supporters of youth sports in Southern Ohio, we're committed to helping our whole community grow strong. North Fork Animal Clinic, caring for pets, supporting our community.
For 175 years, the Glockner name has stood for trust. Today, that promise continues. Every time your family turns the key. Generations have trusted us for one reason. We never stopped caring. From preschool drop-offs to road trips, you leave our service center knowing your family is in the safest hands possible. 175 years of social proof that this isn't just service. It's a promise from our family to yours.
Experience the hometown Chevrolet difference. Check out our huge selection of Silverado trucks, Equinox SUVs, and the latest Chevy models. Priced to move and ready to hit the road today. Plus, with the Hometown Advantage, you get free oil changes for life and a 10-year, 150,000-mile limited powertrain warranty at no extra cost. That's real value and real peace of mind. Your hometown Chevrolet is proud to be your trusted local dealer of new and pre-owned inventory, delivering unbeatable deals and top-notch service. Visit us today at 501 West Emmett Avenue in Waverly, or start shopping online at yourhometownchevy.com.
Our employees certainly get the credit for that growth. The relationships that they build, people want to deal with people they can trust, they know, feel connected to. And I think that's where a community bank such as Kingston really shines. The color of money is the same no matter where you go, but I think the people behind it is what makes the difference. Having the empathy to understand what's going on in someone's business or personal lives and how you might be able to help it. I think our customers expect that, want that, and truthfully, they deserve that.
I'm Tyler.
And I'm James.
We want to thank you for continuing to make the Root Sports and Fitness Center your headquarters for youth sports in Southern Ohio.
Mark. 6 months of training. 8 miles to go. A 3-way tie for almost last place.
Look good in these shorts, right?
And 3 years since he and his team at Ohio Health left cancer in the dust.
I'm Tyler.
And I'm James.
Since 1853, Tomlinson Insurance has been protecting families, farms, and businesses in our community. As an independent agency, we offer personalized coverage for your auto, home, farm, and business, plus health and life insurance too. And we proudly partner with Erie Insurance to give you peace of mind with reliable coverage at competitive rates. Tomlinson Insurance. Let our history be your future. Call us today at 740-773-4181 or visit us at tomlinsonins.com.
This broadcast is brought to you in part by Willie and Son Trucking. Willie and Son Trucking has been a proud supporter of local student athletes, coaches, and athletic programs throughout its history. Be sure to look out for the Shack Athlete of the Week presented by Willie and Son Trucking each week at SOSAOhio.com.
Welcome back to the Pearson Court at Chesapeake High School. Your final score, the Chesapeake Panthers come out on top of the Fairland Dragons 70-57. Panthers move to 8-1 overall, 3-1 in the Ohio Valley Conference, take sole possession of second place in the league. Fairland drops to 5-3 and 2-2 in the Ohio Valley Conference. Carson Francis and John Bruce back with you, John. An impressive win for the Chesapeake Panthers, avenging their two losses to Fairland from a season ago.
Yeah, just a really nice job bouncing back. Fairland did a really nice job of getting back into it near the half, and then the second half, it was just kind of, Maddox Kazee did a great job of starting to pull away, and then some of his teammates did a nice job of finishing as well. And I really liked what I saw. They only played 7, but I liked what I saw out of all 7 different guys on the night. Dennis Scarberry didn't score for Chesapeake, but I thought he gave some really good minutes as well. And then I liked what you saw, the combination of Andy Chapman and Carson Frecka combined for 15 points on the night. And if you get that out of the two big lefties, you're feeling pretty good if you're this Chesapeake team. So really nice win for them. I don't feel too bad right now if you're Fairland. It's tough to win on the road, especially with a not super experienced team at the varsity level. And in doing so, you got to give yourself a video to go watch. You go watch the film, get better, and give them a big shot the next time that Chesapeake comes in. I believe you said
February 3rd.
February 3rd. That's going to be a big one over there in Proctorville. As Coach Buchanan says, it's always sunny in Proctorville. Or the sun always shines in Proctorville. I want to make sure I get it right, because when he's on the Haynes Total Healthcare Coach's Call and Show, it's outstanding.
Both of these teams on the road Thursday night for their next contest. Chesapeake will travel to Gallia Academy for a meeting with the Blue Devils. Fairland in action over at Rock Hill Thursday night. Both of these teams still in league play, going on the road. Where does each team go heading into Thursday night?
Well, I just think right now, if you're Chesapeake, you still get back in the gym and you fix some things. There's a couple different things where off the dribble drive you got to address, because when you face Ty Reed and that Gallia team, especially if Mason Meadows is back, that's a really dangerous team. Right? Throw their record out because they've been dealing with some injuries. That's a really good young core for Gallia Academy. You get to go play on the blue floor. It's a little bit different. You got to make sure you're focused and ready to go, because that could be a big place for an upset. And then really, for Fairland, you go back on the road. Rock Hill's got some really nice guard play, and that's going to be a kind of a difficult matchup, even though Rock Hill coming in only at 4-5, depending on what happened tonight. But they're really at a spot in their schedule right now where they can start putting together some wins, feeling pretty good about themselves if they play well going into that rematch with Ironton on January 20th.
Once again, Ironton still on top of the OVC. Pending what happened tonight, they were in action at home against Colegrove, as both of these teams still looking to catch up with the Fighting Tigers. But tonight, Chesapeake gets on the inside track, just one game behind.
Yeah, and a big part, kind of going to run down the points here real quick, but Maddox Kazee, 25 points, 20 of those coming in the second half. 10 rebounds, 5 assists. He had all 5 of those assists in the first half. Second half, we said we wanted to see him go a little bit more, but man, he really just took over that game in the second half. 20 points in that second half, completely dominated the game. Caden Perkins had 8 points early, finished with 13. I thought he played pretty well. 5 rebounds for him as well. Kind of surprising, John Cooper Barker, 8 points. Nicely done for him. If you can get 2 to 4, maybe 5 points a night out of him, you're going to really feel good right now if you're Coach Ader. You get to that 8 points, you're feeling great right now if you're the Panthers. Nicely done by the senior, John Cooper Barker. 11 points for Carson Frecka. Dealt with a lot of foul trouble, but was really efficient on the night. 4 points, 3 rebounds for Andy Chapman. And then, man, Phil Thacker, 5 points, but 8 rebounds, and played outstanding defense all night long on Cliff Franson. Made things really difficult for him on the scoring side. I was really impressed with what Thacker's been able to do, and that's kind of the same thing for 4 years of watching him. I thought he played a little bit older when he was a freshman. A lot of these guys have been playing since they've been freshmen. So, I mean, you're seeing a lot of experienced guys, a lot of guys that have won a lot of games, and that's why you're going to see them be able to pull away in games like they were able to do tonight. Over for Fairland, they were led by Trevor Locko with 20 points. Man, he's fun to watch. He can do it at every level. He can really shoot it from the 3. He had one of the sicker pull-ups I've seen in a while. Just stopped on an absolute dime and pulled up from about 12 feet. Just a really nice player overall for Coach Thomas. 12 points, 9 rebounds for Cliff Franson. I thought he did a good job protecting the rim, especially in that second half when they started to chip away at the lead a little bit. 11 points for Gerald Love. He was 3 of 7 from 3. He had a couple of decent looks. I mean, all of his looks are contested because, like, if you leave him open, he's making it. But just missed a couple of shots there late in the third. And just really, I thought Chesapeake did a really good job of limiting his shots. I think for Fairland, they want to get him 10 or more threes a night. He's going to hit 4 or 5 of those. That dude can just flat out shoot it. I'm really impressed with what he's been able to do for them so far this year. Look for more big games from him in the future. 6 points for Kenyon Smith. As I said, I really liked what I saw out of him tonight. 4 points, 6 rebounds for Ford Rickard. 2 points, 3 rebounds for Stephen Jones. And I thought Maddox Goo, Owen Burcham gave some excellent minutes as well for the Dragons.
One final time before we sign off, I want to give a huge shout out to Chesapeake Athletic Director Tina Wilcoxon for helping us out, getting us set up, getting us a spot in the stands to be able to stream this game. Always a pleasure getting to come down here to the Peak. And also another shout out to Unioto head coach Matt Combs and athletic director for allowing us to use this lovely table that we were able to bring down, set all of our equipment up on, and come down here and get this stream running.
You know what I think I'm going to do next time I talk to him? Just go, hey, where do you get the table from? That way I don't have to go borrow it and just, bother him on a day. Thankfully, he was working today, so we were able to slide by and get it. But, yeah, just one of the things that makes things for us work is collaboration with a lot of different people. Kenneth, hey, does a great job on our camera. He does a great job every night. Shane Combs does an outstanding job. You see, like, Brock Netter makes his trip down here, and there was a game last week where we were having a little bit of issue, and our Derek Webb kept stats for us in a game that he was covering, but he did it because it was just one of those things we just needed a little bit of extra help. It's a collaborative effort for our team, but also amongst the ADs and whatnot, because we just want to be out here and highlight the kids. That's all it is for these kids, and we're really glad anytime we can get down here in the OVC in Lawrence County to see these outstanding teams. And like when you see the rematch, it's going to be on the Fairland Sports Network because they do an outstanding job over there as well. Hopefully I got that name right. But I know it's the Fairland. They do a great job with all of their coverage. So make sure all of our sponsors that you see in our area and wherever you see them around, if you see them, make sure you check them out because they do a good job of highlighting the kids. But you see all over the gym, on the walls, you see local businesses. Make sure you frequent those
Absolutely.
as well. All of these businesses do a great job of supporting local athletes and all of the students as well, because that's what it's all about, making great experiences for these kids.
And with that, one final time on the Pearson Court, the Chesapeake Panthers are victorious over the Fairland Dragons, 70-57, your final score. From Kenneth Hay, our cameraman, and John Bruce, I'm Carson Francis. We thank you for tuning in to tonight's presentation of Ohio High School Basketball and Southern Ohio Sports Authority, presented by Ohio Health.